Jennings! Hurry! Jennings, hurry! Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Universal Dining Review.
I am so excited. I get really excited about food, if you can't tell, but I'm particularly excited about this one.
We can tell.
I really like to eat. Anyway, this one, we're headed to Bigfire, which is on CityWalk, and we haven't been here since New Year's Eve of the year we moved. The kids and I moved down here in December, like the day after Christmas, and Dan stayed for like a week to get us kind of settled, and then he had to go back and work in January. We came to Bigfire. That was our New Year's Eve dinner.
So I had just gotten a tattoo, one of these, I don't know.
One of them.
But I remember like walking in with my garbage bag saran wrap thing with tape and everything, and I was like, I had been sitting in the chair for, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 hours, because that's what all these took, most of them. And I was like, I remember being good, but I remember being like kind of halfway out of it because I like just all my endorphins were totally spent.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because I've never really experienced this and like actually fully enjoyed it. So what do we got?
Okay, I want everything on the menu. Just
well, that's a
one of
problem.
everything. Yes, it's gonna be a problem because I have no idea which path I want to take here. The starters look incredible. They have, I mean, you can pay for bread. I'm not a fan of having to pay for bread, but still, you can pay for bread. You can get a trout dip. You can get roasted mussels, which don't sound great to me, but there's a bourbon cheese fondue, an oven roasted artichoke dip, or wood charred Brussels sprouts. All of those, most of them, sound really good and good contenders. There's a couple of soups, and the seasonal soup is a creamy asparagus with lemon. And then there's a couple of salads, but then you've got your steaks, you've got your chicken, you've got your lamb shank. There's shrimp, there's scallops, there's pork chops, seafood stew, beef burgundy. And then you got sandwiches and burgers on top of this, and multiple old fashions.
Oh.
We might both have to get an old fashioned.
All right, well, if you couldn't tell, this is all about cooking over an open fire, so I am excited to see what they do with some of this stuff. I'm torn already between several dishes. We're definitely gonna be bringing home leftovers for Jennings tonight. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Let's do this. All right, we have arrived. We each got old fashions. They have several to choose from. I got the smoked old fashioned, which comes with a show. It is $18. Let's see. That's really good. Like, not only did they do it right with the show and the smoking and the one large cube, but it is perfectly balanced. And it's really like the bourbon shines, which I love.
And I got the PB&J. So this one has peanut butter whiskey. I'm kind of excited to try this. Wow. Oh my God, it actually tastes like a peanut butter and jelly. But that bourbon, that is nice. I think it was $16.50. That is a good drink. We also got the fondue as an option for our appetizer. She said it's really, really good. It comes with shishito peppers, blistered shishito peppers, cauliflower, like fried cauliflower, some bread, some crackers, and roasted carrots. So there's like lots of nice options on here. So I'm just gonna try with the little cracker. Cheese is nice and creamy. It was very well done. I love all the vegetables that it comes with too. I'm excited about this.
Okay, for a couple of reasons, we got 3 entrees. First, Jennings is at home. He just got off school not too long ago, so we're gonna bring him some dinner tonight. Second, it just all sounded so good. So we got the lamb shank, we got the scallops, and then we got the ribeye. I'm not sure what I am more excited about, but I'm gonna try a scallop first. They look wonderful. You're gonna like this.
Am I?
Lamb shank. It's fall apart. It's tender, for sure. Comes on a bed of grits. Fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna go in for the scallop first as well. Those are some of the best prepared scallops I've ever had. The steak, they only season their steaks with salt and pepper. That's it. And then they put like this leek butter on top at the end. It comes on top of some mashed potatoes and asparagus. Wow. That is so well cooked. When I first cut into it, I thought maybe it was a little overdone, but it is not. It is perfection. Let me try. Oh, the mashed potatoes are fantastic. I'm excited to dive in. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So we decided to get dessert. It is a PB&J Baked Alaska, and they use peanut butter whiskey, so that's what was on fire. They did this whole little show. It was beautiful. I think all the fire is out, so I'm going to... Ooh, it is hard, yeah. That is a very nice combination of flavors. The ice cream is pretty hard, so it's kind of hard to like get into. It's almost like it could have been set on fire for just a smidge longer. But the peanut butter and jelly, like all mixture of the like peanut butter ice cream and the little jelly center and the graham crackery crust. We are going to devour this and finish it up at home.
All right, we are back.
This is a good one. But first, if you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal Cruise Lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
This was honestly one of the best dining experiences we've had to include all of the Disney restaurants. This is great. I highly recommend this. We are about to get into it, but just so you know, this was pretty wonderful.
Caveat, we did go at 4 p.m. That was when our reservation time was. So we literally, she was like, we'll seat you as soon as we're open.
We were there a few minutes early. They open at 4.
So, I mean, I think a lot of that plays into it, but keep that in mind whenever you're making your dining reservation or going to dine here, because it's gonna be a lot slower pace if you hit it right at the beginning whenever the restaurant opens.
Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Ambiance and theming, we are lumping those together. I think this was actually pretty right on point. So ambiance, they don't have any really soft goods, so I'm sure it can get loud in there, and the background music was a little louder than I would have liked, but that's kind of nitpicky. Overall though, I mean, the tables weren't right next to each other. We had people in front of and behind us by the time we were done, and I didn't feel too close to any of them, so I think that was fine. The open kitchen is behind glass on 3 sides, so you can see them cooking over the fire in there, which I think is just, which leads into the theming.
Yeah, so, well, and then just in addition to the open kitchen, the big airy part, we were kind of out on like the patio, which had like shades, and so we could do a lot of people watching on the pathway to and from the parks. And then there is an outdoor bar that's apparently full service as well, so that adds into it. But the theming feels very like cabin, boating, upscale-y type feel. They had like, there was some shelves with some games on it, and there were oars on the wall, and there was like this wooden like frame of a boat hanging from the ceiling. So just kind of like a lodgy feel.
Yeah, and all the flavors are very like fire, smoke, bourbon, meat. So American, like very kind of right up my alley. That sounds pretty good. No barbecue, so like mainly fire grilled stuff.
Yeah.
Burgers, meats, steaks, all of that. So actually really good. They did have vegan options there, so that is one thing that you could get. That being said, not wonderful views. I mean, there were no fireworks or like water views or anything like that. There was indoor-outdoor seating, but they didn't have the patio open outside yet. So I don't really, but it did look like they had like a fire pit out there if they opened that. So definitely above average, not the best we've ever had for ambiance and theming. So we gave it a 4.
All right, service. Our server was simply lovely, and we were her second table sat. So, I kind of was like, oh, is she just wonderful because she's not busy yet? By the time we were done, she had 4 tables, and she was as fabulous as she was whenever she started. So, I mean, you could feel like her passion behind it whenever we would ask her for recommendations. I mean, it was almost like she was tasting it again. Oh, those scallops, and so she just was very pleasant and attended to us often, but not so much so that it was over the top.
Yeah, I thought she was great. We gave her a 4.5. Drinks. Here is where I was first really pleased with what we got. So they have an old-fashioned / bourbon selection menu that's in addition to, or I guess part of their regular drink menu. So they're really proud of these cocktails that they've created. Mm-hmm. They have like Manhattans and old fashions on this menu. And so I think there were 6 options or something like that, maybe 7.
So.
Anyway, we got 2 of the old fashions. I got the smoked old fashioned, which was the most expensive. It was $18. I didn't know what made it, it sounded good, but it came out with a show. So they they had the glass smoke with the ice cube and the garnish, and then the mixing glass with already the bitters and bourbon mixed together. And she did the whole thing, which was, it was nice. It wasn't necessary. I think it took him so long to put that together. The ice cube was already into its melting. So if I had to knock him, if I'm nitpicking something, like the ice cube wasn't crystal clear, even though it was one large ice cube and it was already starting to earnestly melt when she brought it out. It must have been sitting on I don't know, but it was well balanced. It was a good show, and the glass was smoked. I have really no complaints other than the ice cube, and again, that's really nitpicking this thing, but it was great.
Yeah, and then same with mine. I did the PB&J, and it was literally I told Dan at some point, it was like I took a bite of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but with whiskey in it, or bourbon. It had this sweetness, but not so much so that it overpowered the peanut butter whiskey that's in there. So it was very well balanced. I very much enjoyed it. I sipped on it throughout the entire meal, and it was just wonderful.
I tried hers as well. It was very good. It was maybe just a little bit.
He tried it a couple of times.
I did, but I finished mine before you finished yours, so that's your own fault. It was maybe just, I don't that one was not my favorite. Well, neither were the favorite old fashions I've ever had, but I would rather have mine, the smoked old fashioned. It was more of a classic old fashioned, whereas yours was a little gimmicky. Just, maybe just a little gimmicky, but still good. Still good.
Still good. So, but my ice was also kind of just starting to melt a little bit, so that would be my only dock. So we gave drinks a 4.5.
All right, the food. Holy cow, we got a lot of it.
We did. We got a lot of food, and I was not disappointed with one single thing.
Oh, so for an appetizer, we asked her opinion. She said the bourbon fondue, and I was expecting maybe it to come out with bread. It came out with carrots and shishito peppers and cauliflower and crackers and bread, all dip. I mean, it was two. We didn't eat a third. Well, maybe we ate a third to a half of it, but it was wonderful, definitely shareable. And then we couldn't decide, so we got 3 entrees.
So we got the lamb shank, we got the ribeye, and we got the scallops. When I say those were some of the best prepared scallops that I've ever had, I am not even kidding. They were superb. That lamb shank was fall off the bone. I mean, it was so tender. The ribeye was cooked to perfection, and just with the salt and pepper seasoning with that little bit of leek butter on top, the flavor was incredible. And then all the sides that were with it, with the mashed potatoes and the asparagus and the roasted vegetables and the grits, and
yeah, every garnish was done well, cooked well, sometimes you'll see a garnish and you'll taste it and be like, okay, that was an afterthought. Next, but
Yeah.
it really it made a complete meal, and I do appreciate that for a place that serves a lot of steaks, like you didn't have to order like all these a la carte sides. It came with garnish, so that was great. All that to say, we packaged all that up and we're like, well, we gotta try the dessert here, right? So the quintessential dessert here, we got it last time with the boys. I remember it through the fog. It was a table served s'mores tray thing. So it had like a little fire, and everything's fire here.
Which is super fun. I mean, especially if you're
fun.
going with like your family and you've got kids and stuff like that. It's a super cute dessert.
It's fun, but it's not any sort of recipe. Like
Right.
it's just
Sure.
chocolate and graham crackers. Anyway, so we wanted something that they actually put together and prepared and like thought through a recipe, not again something just that you make yourself on the table. So we got the baked Alaska.
Yeah, so it was a PB&J baked Alaska. So she poured some peanut butter whiskey again around the baked Alaska, and then lit it on fire, their table side, so you got to watch it burn, and it was really good. My one complaint with it would be that if I had to complain about anything, would be that the ice cream was just so hard initially, but I mean, really can't fault them for that because you set the whole thing on fire. So I figure it probably has to be pretty hard ice cream to not just
And it's
smush all over the place.
It's on a piping hot skillet.
Yeah. So anyway,
I don't know that you can do it any other way. But
I don't think you can. And that's the thing. And that was just personal preference. I would just like my ice cream a little softer whenever I scoop into it. But the flavors were fantastic. So we gave food a 5 because we couldn't find fault with anything. Everything was so well prepared and just delicious.
You add all that up, divide by 4. It's a 4.5 out of 5. That's a pretty high.
It's a rock star score for Bigfire.
We will definitely be back here. I don't remember it being this good when we went a couple years ago. I don't know if they got better or if I was just that out of it in my post-tattoo haze. I don't know.
I got the cauliflower steak last time, which I think was my downfall, which, I mean, it was good. It was done well, but it was like, I didn't try like their meat, and they do very well whenever it comes to meat.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, like this is obviously put to, like their specialty is fire grilled, fire roasted things. And they focus on the meats, right? And so they do want to be able to accommodate everyone, so they have vegan things on the menu, but the cauliflower steak is not their specialty like a steak is.
Yeah.
And so I think if you're looking for like anything that's a cauliflower-based dish and you want that to be a 5, you should probably get it from a vegan specialty restaurant. But you wouldn't go to a vegan specialty restaurant and expect a 5 out of 5 steak either. Like, so I don't know. It was good. It was real good.
I'm like sitting here thinking about our leftovers, thinking, can I fit any more in my belly before I give it to Jennings?
You're gonna steal it from Jennings?
It's just so good. All right, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.
I'm gonna
Jennings! Hurry! Jennings, hurry!